What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Casper Chronicles. Of course, it's always your boy Casper. Today we got an updated Dogmatika Invoked deck profile for you guys. There is a updated virtual world deck profile coming hopefully in the next couple of days. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. It's been a very eventful week. But we're gonna try to get right back into trying to upload as many videos as possible, especially with the new set came out. If you haven't checked out the openings, I'll link it. I'll link the last one right here, and I'll link the other one down in the description. So definitely make sure to go check those out if you haven't already. And as always, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And also stay tuned to the end of this video because the winner that was selected from the giveaway for the mouse pad for Rise of the Duelist has not messaged me. So we're going to give it away again, and I will announce that winner at the end of this video, so definitely stay tuned for that. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. We're going to do the main deck first. So, as always, it's invoked. As long as this card's at 3, we are always going to play it at 3, no matter what. It's your searcher to get to invocation, and it's your way to fusion summon stuff. Well, invoke stuff, really. It's really all that needs to be said. And honestly, it's a 1-card Macabre, which is absolutely incredibly insane. Right? So, yeah, enough said about that. So, like I said, we're playing the Dogmatika stuff, right? 3 Ecclesia, 2 Fluor, right? That's pretty standard. So, something new, right? Well, kind of new. We used to play Maximus. We're back to playing Maximus because with the new trap, which we do play, the new trap kind of requires us to play Maximus. So if you're gonna play the new trap, you have to play Maximus because the new trap requires a banished extra deck monster for you to return it to the extra deck, and then you can negate a monster effect, right? Of your opponents. The only way to banish an extra deck monster, I mean, aside from like invocation, if you're in like late game, is Maximus to summon it. I mean, unless just randomly your opponent just banishes extra deck monsters. I mean, sure. But the number one thing to make it live is Maximus. I do like it. I do kind of miss Maximus in a little bit of a way because Maximus, as everybody knows, is 1-card window. Well, I guess technically 2-card window because you search for Schism. But yeah, Maximus is, I mean, it's kind of your own like way to a floodgate. You know how Drytrons have what's it called, Vanity's Ruler or whatever. This is like a way to get to a mini Vanity's Ruler, where they can only special summon once instead of not special summoning at all. So yeah. Moving on though, we also do play. I'm not even gonna try to say his name, but the other one that came out of, oh man, I think this came out of Phantom Rage, right? This card is really ridiculous with punishment. So if you activate punishment on your opponent's turn, you have this card in your hand, right? You send an extra deck monster, say you send Entis or something to blow up 2 cards, right? You drop this. This effect can add any Dogmatika card. I mean, normally I usually just add punishment back, just for like a follow up in case like if I have like an Ecclesia or something in my hand. I mean, cool, then I can use Ecclesia to search for something else. But if I don't have Ecclesia and all of my Ecclesias are in the grave, like say for long grind game, then I can pick this, I can use this, pick up Ecclesia, what have you, right? So yeah, enough said about the Dogmatika stuff, right? So moving on, hand traps. So, stuck together here. We play the Gamma package. Here, we'll do it like this here. And of course, everyone's favorite brick, right? 3 Ash. So, Gamma, really, for literally anything in this format. Virtual World for sure, Lulu. Ash is live against all of the Virtual World monsters, with the exception of like Nian and the new one. I can't think of her name right now. I think it's like Tutu or something like that. And yeah, so like these cards are pretty versatile throughout the format, right? So the next cards, it was a decision that I kind of made, and I really do like it. So I do play 2 Bell, and I main 2 Meister. So the logic behind this is, of course, Bell, you have an extra, like, it's Ash 2.0 for Gamma and so on. Skullmeister is in here for, what's it called, Drytrons, Miscellaneousaurus. Honestly, I haven't seen very many Dino players lately. But, I mean, they're still there. So, I mean, Skullmeisters are pretty awesome. It stops Miscellaneous Effect. It banished for cost, absolutely. But it starts and it activates in the graveyard. And it banishes for cost. So, Skullmeisters can still negate it. So these spots, I wasn't gonna play the extra hand traps at first. Instead, I was just gonna play 3 Potted Desires and the 3rd Invocation. But I'm not a fan of Desires that much, so I kind of wanted to go the additional hand trap route. So I'm more covered in case I can't go first, because this is a going first deck. But I also do want to, like, with the hand traps, I want to be able to play second. So yeah, that's it for like the monsters. Moving on to the spells here. 3 Meltdown, and of course the 1 Terraforming. This is also technically considered a 1-card Macabre, because this will search out Alistair. Alistair will search out Invocation, and you'll go off from there. All right, and then of course the 4th Meltdown, and I guess technically the 7th Alistair in this deck, which is absolutely bonkers. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Of course, 3 Nadir. This card is ridiculous. It searches out anything, any Dogmatika card, any Dogmatika monster that you need, which is 99.9% of the time Ecclesia. Situations, you can use this and dump Entis to the grave, or you can dump Omega, for crying out loud, and then you can Omega back at Entis if you burn through them all. So yeah, I do like this. I usually do send App Cologne off of this, though, if I'm trying to go for the window play. This to go send App Cologne, search Maximus, App Cologne effect, add Schism, and then send Schism, and then Maximus to dump. That whole line of play. If you want, we can do like a test hand video. Do let me know down in the comments if you would like to see that. But anyway, moving on. So we only play the 2 Invocation. So like I said, like if you play Desires, you have to play 3 Invocation, because you do not want to run the risk of banishing all 3 of your Invocation, because it's a win con. I mean, yeah, the Dogmatika stuff is a win con as well, but without Invocation, you're stuck. I mean, you don't have very many ways to win, with the exception of like Fluor, or Winda. So if you play Desires, you have to bump this to 3, and yeah. Anyway, I know it's not very good right now, but I still do play I play 2 Tax. I do like this still, just because a lot of people try to stop Meltdown or they try to stop Alistair, right? Normally they try to stop Alistair, and I mean, Tax is great, you know, like if they ash Alistair or what have you, you can talents and then draw two, and you know, honestly at that point, hope you hit an invocation, or you know, hope you hit like a Dogmatika card or something, because you can honestly do the whole Alistair play up to Secure Gardna, and then you have protection for one battle from Secure Gardna, and then you also have an extra deck monster, so your Dogmatika cards can be more live. Honestly, or just steal their Dragoon, which is still there. This list we don't play Dragoon because I don't really like playing Dragoon in this. I wanted more consistency and ways to win. So yeah, moving on. 3 droplet. So this card is the only way to get rid of Vanity's Ruler for Drytron. I mean, that and try to stop them from even getting that far to search Vanity's Ruler. But I mean, if they do full combo on you, this is the only way, the only out to Vanity's Ruler to Calamities, even though like they can still pop Calamities with their trap. But if you send this, or if you send a trap with this, they can't. And I mean, you know, we don't play that many traps, but it is an option, right? And then it still turns off their Calamities, right? And then if you have talents, you can talents away their Calamities and link it away with something else. And to the extra deck, some of the extra deck stuff you'll see later. But yeah, this card is really expensive. It's kind of a necessity in this deck. I mean, Dark Ruler no more kind of hurts. I mean, if you're trying to set up a board to where like Vanity's Ruler's turned off, I mean, Dark Ruler no more is an option, but it's more for going second. This droplets can be first or second. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, I guess you could sub these in for Imperm as well. Imperm is still a card. I don't think it's very good this format, but Imperm is an option, even though it is kind of expensive, but it's way cheaper than 100. I think the last time I looked, it was like 120 each for these. So yeah, Imperm, Forbidden Chalice, actually, you can play that as well. Still does the same thing, except for just boosted up by 400 instead of cutting its attack in half. So, I mean, those are all still viable options. So, yeah. Moving on. One call by, you have to play it. You want your plays to go through. I mean, again, I don't know. We don't know when Konami's going to give us Cross-Lock Designator. I really hope it's soon, because I really hope they release Call by the Grave to 2. Like, Konami, you ain't gotta give us the 3, but come on, bro, you gotta give it to us at least at 2. Yeah. So, moving on, we only play 4 traps. Those are in the form of 2 punishment, the 1 new Dogmatika Genesis, and Schism. Punishment, we already know about that. Punishment just, it's a free pop 2, honestly. And I mean, the restriction is you just can't go into your extra deck. Okay. We can just floor them to sleep. You know, a special floor. Say we draw into another floor and they have an extra deck monster trying to feel cool. Normally, I'll have punishment with Schism, and Winda can be our extra deck monster. Cool. Punishment. Send that, right? Summon floor. That's our 1 special. Boom. And OTK them, right? The new Genesis, like I was saying, it's okay. It requires Maximus or a way to banish an extra deck monster, have an extra deck monster banished, right? Because you gotta send it. Let's see, you gotta return that monster to the extra deck, negate the monster effect, right? And it has to be the same type that you send, right? It's kind of situational, but yeah. And of course, the one schism, because I mean, it's Winda. Come on. Enough said. All right. That's it for the main deck. 40 cards. It's been a long time since it's been 40 cards. And you are shaking like a leaf. Stop it. All right. Let's move on to the extra deck here. So, the extra deck, right? For Link 3s, we play 1 BLS. So, the reason I play BLS, right, is because, so normally if, you know, you spit out your whole board, you got Makaba, Ecclesia, Maximus, Winda, and say Fluor, right? Even if you don't Fluor, you have Ecclesia, Maximus, and Winda, right? Go into BLS. Up here. Unaffected by card effects because you used a level 7 or higher, right? So you make this card against Eldritch and you win, right? And it's honestly fairly easy to make this card in this deck, because I mean, like in the beginning, not so much, but like after you like spit out your board and all that, and then you just vomit your hand onto the field. Your opponent can't do anything, so then you bring this out and you OTK them. I love it. Link 2s, just the Lambda. We do play the Gamma. I still do like the smoke screen. If I don't have any other plays, I try to smoke screen to where I try to smoke screen and make them play around Gamma when I don't have it in my hand. So I mean, you're never gonna know. I do want to have this anyway, especially if I have monsters on the board and I steal their monster with talents, and I normal an Alistair or something. I can link it into this. I mean, it's pretty free because you need Alistair in the grave anyway. So yeah, I do like that a lot. Of course, Almirage and Gardner for the Link 1s for the 1 card Makaba. Yeah, that's it for the Links. Fusions, still play the 2 Makaba. They out one, you got another. Sweet, enough said. Purgatrio, OTK, Agodius. So this is also for game. It's a little bit, it's more of like a mid to late game card, because you're not going to really have fusions in the graveyard unless you dump like Maximus and all that stuff, right? Or dump with Maximus and all that. But normally you're going to banish those fusions to bring out Winda. So, Agodius, it's kind of tricky. But again, though, if you know, you go into like BLS or something, then you're gonna have an extra fusion. You have invocation into him, pop a card, and swing in there for game. All right, so we got the 1 App Cologne, the 1 Construct, and the 1 Winda. Shadal package, standard, just for the whole Maximus play. You play Maximus, you gotta play these. You play these, you gotta play Maximus, so on and so forth. All right, so graveyard food is what I like to call it, right? 1 Titaniclad, 2 Entis, and the 1 Omega. I mean, Omega, technically it's in here for Gamma, but say you burn through 2 of your Entis, right? Or say you're able to resolve Maximus twice and you still have Winda on the field and all that. For whatever reason, you're not able to go into BLS, right? And you dump Entis and Omega. Entis will pop something, and then Omega, you can use Omega to send Entis back to the extra deck. So you still have ways to pop stuff with punishment if you still have a punishment in your deck. If you don't really have a punishment or a way to get Entis to the graveyard again, right? Use Omega and shuffle back anything that you need, right? Omega with the shuffle effect is really good in this deck. Like, it helps a lot in certain situations. All right, guys. Well, now we're in everyone's moment of knowing who the giveaway winner is. Since the other winner did not respond to me in the timely manner, all right, our next winner is Mighty Leg. Mighty Leg, please email me at the email that's on the screen. It's the Casper Chronicles 3 at gmail.com. You got 3 days. So it's either this video is going to go up today, which is Saturday night, or it's going to go up first thing in the morning Sunday. So we're going to give you until Wednesday morning. What is Wednesday morning? I think that's the 10th. Wednesday morning, February 10th. You have until then to email me at the email address so we can get the shipping details and we can get this wonderful mat out to you. So, without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, until next time, it's your move.